Hi, it's Diederik Gelderman here. As I promised you in the last video, this one is going to be all about referrals. So it's how to get your A-grade clients referring you to their friends and having their friends coming in droves. So the first question is, why should you want new clients by referral? A couple of answers to that. Number one, it's the cheapest way to get new clients, okay? It has the lowest client acquisition cost. Second reason, there's been a lot of studies on clients coming by referral and why they're good. So a couple of the facts are, number one, they spend more with you from the get-go. Number two, they come back more often. Number three, they refer more of their friends. Now, why is that? That's because they already know good things about you or have heard good things about you from that person that's referring them. The other thing is, because they've heard good things, they're already acclimated to you. It's easier to bond with them. You have more things in common to talk about. In other words, Joe and his puppy dog Fido, who referred you in the first place. So it's easier to build rapport, etc., etc., etc. So there's massive reasons to get new clients by referral coming to you and really targeting that. Second question is, what should your target be? Like, what percentage of new clients should be coming by referral? Is it 10%, 20%, whatever? In most practices, I see this at 10 to 15, maybe 20%. What's my target? My target is 85%. So in other words, of all the new clients coming in your practice door, my target is that 85 out of every 100 come by referral, for those reasons that we talked about previously. And it is very easily achievable. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can target referrals, and it's a mixture of active and passive referral strategies. So let's talk about the passive strategies first of all. And it's when you use active and passive together that they work really, really, really well. So passive strategies are things like having little things on the bottom of your invoices that's saying a new client by referral is a gift, or we love seeing friends of yours by referral. Simple phrases like that. And if you go on the net and type in, referral phrases, you'll find dozens of those little phrases. You can also put them up, have them nicely framed and put them up in your consulting rooms. So if you've got 3 consulting rooms and you have a certain phrase in 1 and a certain phrase in 2 and a certain phrase in 3, then you'd rotate those phrases around so that every 2 months you'd rotate those picture frames so that there's a different phrase. The other thing is have it on your website. We love seeing clients of you by referral, or thank you for sending new clients by referral. So they're the passive strategies. It'll also be on your newsletter, as I said, on the bottom of your invoices and statements, in your blog, etc., etc., etc. There's also been studies done on clients not referring you, and the fact is that 90% of your clients will not refer you. Now let me give you, and I know most practices that I talk to this about say, oh, of course they will, of course they will. No, I'm sorry, they don't. And there's many studies, and if you want some of those studies from me, just send me an email and I'll give you the core data. But there's a number of reasons why clients won't refer you. And here are just some of them. Number one, every time I walk into your practice, it's busy. Phones are ringing, dogs and cats are everywhere. It's chaos. I'd love to refer a friend of mine to you, but I can't do that to you. It'll be an imposition on your time. You're already so busy. Number two, if I refer my friend Joe to my vet Mark, if Mark doesn't like Joe or Joe doesn't like Mark, I'm piggy in the middle and you'll both hate me. Another reason. Third reason, and these are not in any particular order. Third reason is you're a well-kept secret, like my little corner Italian restaurant. And if I tell my friends about you, then I won't be able to see my vet Mark at my favourite time on 2 o'clock on Thursday. So I'm not going to tell anyone about you because I just don't want to do that because you're my well-kept secret. Another reason, fourth reason, is that you are a professional, you're already busy, you don't need new clients by referral. So that number 1 and number 4 are slight variations on the same theme. So if you think that your clients are going to actively refer you, please have another think. Now, there is a loyalty ladder, and you've got customers, clients, or prospects, customers, clients, etc., etc. And you have a loyalty ladder, and the top rung is raving fans or advocates. Now, they will refer you. They love you so much. They want the whole world to know about you, and they're going to refer you. But no one else on the loyalty ladder is going to refer you unless you ask them to. So those passive strategies will help you do that. Now let me give you an example of an active strategy. So it's maybe not very active, maybe it's passive. You can look at it both ways. So what I typically hear at reception, and you'll be witness at your own reception areas, the receptionist says, "Oh, how'd you learn about it?" Let me back up. In 50% of practices, the receptionist never asks any question like this at all. But in the ones that do ask a question, they'll say something like, "Can I just, how did you come by us? Did you look in the yellow pages? Was it online? How did you learn about us?" And the client will say something. And as I said, typically that question only gets answered in half the practices. There's a much, much, much better way to ask that question, and that is, "Mr. Smith, nice to meet you for the first time, name, rank, serial number, address, dog's favourite place to be scratched, etc., etc." And it's one of those questions to say, "By the way, Mrs. Smith, who do I get to thank for suggesting you come here? Who do I get to thank for suggesting you come our way? Who do I get to thank for suggesting you use us?" So the receptionists that I talk to tell me they love that phrase, "Who do I get to thank?" It's much more elegant than saying, "How did you learn about us, mate?" So who do I get to thank for? A couple of things come out of that. Since you're asking who do I get to thank in that way, the client immediately thinks that it's okay to refer. Who do I get to thank implies that the client was referred. And because of the way you're asking that question, they automatically assume that referral is the number one way that new clients come to this practice. Who do I get to thank implies someone's going to be thanked. So if I refer someone to you, then I'll be thanked as well. So that's a bit of a bonus. You're going to thank me. Of course, I'll do something for you if you're going to thank me. So they're the two key strategies out of that. So obviously if the client says, "Oh, Mrs. Smith," then you'll want to have your receptionist say, "Is that Mrs. Smith with, Jody the Bulldog or with Buffy the Boston Terrier?" So you can do something to that client or for that client, which is obviously thank them. So let's talk about thanking them. So there's all sorts of ways that you can thank them, all the way from a simple card, which is signed by the whole team or just by the practice owner or whatever it happens to be, to a thank you. "Hey, Mary, Mrs. Smith was just in here with Buffy yesterday. She said that you recommended she come here. Awesome, thank you so much. Really appreciate the fact that you trust us that much, that you'd send your friends here. Really appreciate it. Box of chocolates, bottle of wine, whatever it happens to be." So there's all sorts of ways you can do it. You can have a flat scale or an ascending scale. So an ascending scale would be thank you card, thank you phone call, box of chocolates, bottle of wine, and by, say, the 10th time, you'd send them out to a dinner at a little Italian restaurant. Now look at it this way. You may think, "Oh my God, Dick, a dinner at a little Italian restaurant is going to cost me $200. Oh, I can't afford it." But each new client that they've referred is worth $10,000 over their lifetime. So if they've referred 10 clients, they've put $100K in your pocket, $100K. So giving them a $200, dinner out and a bottle of champagne at a little Italian restaurant is just awesome. And if you go to that little Italian restaurant, you can probably buy that dinner for $50 to $60 at the most. If it was worth $100 or $150, you'll buy that quite easily for $50 to $60 because they'll give it to you at cost because they're potentially getting a new long-term client. So the other strategy that a number of my clients have been using and using really well is a referral card. And this will be something like an FPOS card that, you give every new client. Hey, John, I'd like to really thank you very much for being a new client here today. We have a practice FPOS card, and we'd like to give that to you. That card, you can use it at the local hairdresser, the club, the bookstore. You can use it everywhere in town. It is a real FPOS card, and that card would be branded with your logo, etc., etc. Very easy to get hold of, quite cheap, $2.50, $2.40, something like that. And then you, as to thank the new client for being a new client, you might load that card with $10 or $20 or $30, and then you'd also ring up the client that did the referral and say, "Hey, John, it's Didrik here from the vets. Amy and Amy with Fluffy the bulldog just came in a little while ago, and they said that that you refer them to us. Please bring in your practice card or FPOS card next time you're in town, and we'll load that up with $50 as a thank you." Now, I know you're not doing it for the money, but we really feel that we've got to say thank you in a very concrete way. So that's another strategy, and that strategy is working really, 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 really well. I hope you get the point. So you can have I'll give you a whole heap of examples there. Now, another way, an active way that you can get referrals is in your welcome pack. And I've talked about welcome packs a couple of times before. So, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose. So, welcome pack. So, 2 to 3 days after their visit, after the client's first visit, you're going to send a welcome pack in the mail. And in that welcome pack, there would be a welcome to the practice letter. And on that letter, you could say something along the lines of, it was really great to meet you, etc., etc., etc. We know you enjoyed, your first visit. And if you've got any friends, colleagues, acquaintances, classmates, social friends, church people, please feel free to see. Now, that can do with our services and have similar standards of pet care to you, and I wouldn't quite phrase it like that. Please feel free to send them our way. We'd love to see, people who like you. And then you'd include 5 or 6 fridge magnets in that welcome pack so they can hand them out. Now, you're going to probably be thinking, Dick, you're nuts. Dick, you're nuts. Friends, colleagues, acquaintances, classmates, church, da-da-da-da-da-da. Wouldn't you just say, if you've got any friends, just mention one thing? Well, and why 6 fridge magnets? Why not just 1 or 2? Well, this is where it's really important, and this is how easily we, stuff up in practice when we don't know the science behind it. Robert Cialdini, who wrote the book Influence, The 7 Laws of Influence, wrote a second book which is not as well known, called Yes. And in Yes, there's a whole heap of studies along the lines of referrals. And they did a study in which they said to new clients, and this is in a psychology practice, but it maps over to vet exactly. And they said to new clients walking into psychology practice, "Hey, if you like what we did, please refer us to your friends." Well, those clients did refer them to their friends. When they said to the new clients, "Please refer us to your work colleagues," they referred them to the work colleagues. When they said, "Refer us to your church friends," if you like, church colleagues, church acquaintances, they referred them to the church acquaintances. When they said refer them to, please refer your family in here, they referred their family. So whatever they said, the client did. So if they only said friends, they referred them to only friends, colleagues, etc. So when they said to these guys, "Hey, if you love what we did, please please, we'd really appreciate if you referred us on to your social friends, your family, your colleagues, your acquaintances, da-da-da-da-da-da," when made it a broad group, referrals just flooded in. Now, just be careful of the phrasing there. I wouldn't use that phrasing. This is just off the top of my head, so don't use the phrasing that I've used. Just map it out carefully yourself as to exactly who you want to attract. And the second thing is the fridge magnets, and I said throw in 6 fridge magnets. Dick, why? Well, Cialdini did studies into this as well. And when you gave clients one business card or one fridge magnet, what do they do with them? They put them in their purse, or they put them in their wallet, or they put them in their handbag or whatever, or they put them on the fridge at home. They had no more to give to their friends. And when you gave them two, they still were fairly, they still held on to them. But the magic number was between 4 and 6. When you gave 4 to 6 business cards out or fridge magnets out or put them in welcome packs, referral numbers went through the roof. So, important stuff. I've made some notes. I just want to make sure I've covered all my bases. Couple of other things. The other way to get referrals, an active way to get referrals, is to write letters to your A-grade clients. And you might do this once a year because they won't remember that they got this letter last year, but trust me. And we do this a lot in my coaching groups. We've got a couple of nice letters that I've developed over years that I know work really well, and I'll typically get a 10% uptake. So what I mean is if you send 100 letters out to your A-grade clients, that within 2 or 3 weeks you'll get 10 new clients by referral coming from those A-grade clients. Now, A-grade clients will refer A-grade friends because A-grade clients tend not to associate with Z-grade friends, if that makes sense. So you write a very simple letter saying, hey, look, thanks so much for being a loyal client for X number of years. It's really great to have a relationship with someone like you. We're always looking to grow our practice, but we're not looking to advertise and get just anyone off the streets. We really want to grow our practice by getting you people that are just like you, that we have a similar culture, similar mindset, similar philosophy about pet care, etc., etc. And that's why we're writing to you today. We have a few spots available in the clinic, and I wouldn't quite put it that way, but this is again just off the top of my head. And we'd love it if you could, refer some friends in. So you'd write the letter from a position of strength, not desperation. Oh, please, we need new clients. That's not the sort of letter to write. It needs to be a nice position of strength letter. And as I said, when you get that letter right, and I've got some really, excellent examples of this, you will typically get 10 new clients out of every 100 letters. You've probably got 400 or 500 really excellent clients, A-grade clients in your practice. So if every year, once a year, you write a version of that letter to them, you know that you're going to get 40 to 50 new clients just walking into your door at no cost, mind you. You're going to thank that original client, that A-grade client, of course, but aside from that, there's no cost. And you're getting new A-grade clients in the door. So I think I've covered off all the strategies. I just wanted to give you a whole heap of stuff that you can implement really quickly, really simply, really easily, and just grow your practice like crazy by referrals. Yep, ticked off. Last thing, train the team. You need to train the team in how to generate referrals, because if you don't train the team, it's just not going to happen properly. Last thing before I sign off today is, February was Marketing Month, and as part of Marketing Month, yesterday, the 22nd, because this video is going out on the 23rd today, I launched a very powerful veterinary practice marketing program. And this is all the techniques that I've ever gathered and developed in my golly knows how long now, years as a veterinary business coach and mentor. And so everything that I know about marketing is in this 10-module course. It's a very limited number of seats available. I've had quite a few people on the wait list, if you like, or the advanced list for a while now who knew it was coming out. And I've actually got 11 places left. So this video is going out to about 7,000 practices all over the world. So I know that within a couple of days, those 11 positions are going to be taken up. So if you're interested, send me an email and I will tell you more about the course. I'll send you a brochure I've done, and I'll send you to the website which tells you all about it. But this is a six months, one-on-one training with me. So I'll be with you for 6 months in this training, Practice Marketing Made Easy. The people that this is all my one-on-one stuff, and the practices that are currently using this are growing at between 20 and 40%. So if you want to be part of that, and if you want to have a practice growth rate of between 20 and 40%, send me an email and I'll send you all the details. That's it. Oh, remember, 11 positions. The course opens on the 7th of March. So it's the 23rd today. That's 2 weeks away. We will not be accepting any new intake after the 7th of March. The first training date will be the 7th of March. So if you're interested, get your A and a G, email me and I'll email you straight back with the details. So that's it from me. I look forward to seeing you on the next video next week. Bye for now.